Hey, hello, how are you? Alright, really excited about this one. Turned out pretty sick. As you can tell from the little intro bit right there, we are making epic music. The Atlantean Mother Box from the Snyder Cut of Justice League. Hashtag restore the Snyderverse. Hashtag Marvel's better. Hashtag don't come at me. But yes, we are making the Atlantean Mother Box because I think it looks cool and I really like Aquaman. You're probably thinking, Clay, am I able to put anything in there? Yeah, you are, because the lid is detachable and then you can just put whatever you want in there. Easy peasy. So, the methods that I used for this one, you can use for either the human mother box or the Amazonian mother box. I just used it for the Atlantean one because I wanted to use it for the Atlantean one. Don't come at me, all right? This is my channel. I do what I want. Oh, I'm Clay Hurley, by the way. Nice to meet you. This is the channel. We make stuff. We do fun art things. Hope you stick around. Basically, what you're gonna need for this is air dry clay. I use Crayola's air dry clay. Literally got it at Walmart like $5. Plaster of Paris. You're gonna need something to make a silicone mold. Sorry, I know not everyone's really able to do that, but this is the outcome, so trust me. And then just some acrylic paints and stuff. Yeah, various things. Quick rundown of what you can expect. We are going to sculpt this, just one face. We're going to sculpt this in air dry clay, let it dry, take a mold of it with the silicone, and then what else did I do? I took the mold off and then you pour the plaster in. This is all made out of plaster and paint. And oh, you're gonna need a box, by the way. I got this at Michael's. It was like $4. If you want to see how to make this, keep watching. That's what you're here for, right? As I mentioned, I'm more of a Marvel guy. So if you're more of a Marvel fan and you want to see how I made the Winter Soldier's arm from the Falcon and Winter Soldier, completely wearable, by the way, go check out that video. Link will be in the description. If you're more of a DC guy, check out how to make this mother box. If you find this video interesting, if you find this video helpful, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, share it with your friends. All right, let's get to making it. All right.
So like I said before, we're going to be sculpting one of the faces out of air dry clay. So I measure it to be the size of one of the sides of the box. And then I just kind of lay on little thin strips of clay and just keep layering it and adding texture with different tools and stuff, until I just kind of felt like it looked like the mother box face, and until I was happy with it. For the corners, I kept kind of jaggedy, and the sides I just rolled out little snakes of clay and stuck them on the edges.
My fan's going, just ignore that, but I sprayed this with a clear gloss, as you can see. I sprayed it with a pretty thick layer. Hopefully this will help the silicone to not stick to it, and it'll be an easier peel off process. So once this dries, I'm going to make the box for the mold, and I'm gonna mix up this silicone that I got and make the mold.
So I'm using foam core to make the box for the mold, and you really want to make sure that you seal the edges very tightly with hot glue. I actually had to put some duct tape on it because it started leaking, but yeah, make sure that they're sealed tight.
I'm just really nervous about the inside not being fully cured. All right, those corners broke off. All right. Hey, yeah, look at that. Look at that. I mean, for my first proper mold, that ain't bad at all. Look at that detail. I like that. Kind of triggering my tryptophobia just a little bit, especially around like this area. Hey. I might have to cut this little bit out because the corner got stuck and ripped off. That's probably just from where I didn't seal around the edges. And there's another little one right there. So I'll probably have to cut those just to make sure that when I cast it with the plaster,
it doesn't break off. But yeah, man, I'm the best. Now comes a bit of a fun part. I'm mixing the plaster with water and pouring it in and letting it dry. This kind of felt like I was like baking a cake or something, but I just keep doing this till I have all 6 sides of the box. You gotta be careful when you're doing this because they are a little brittle when they first initially dry, but then I spray them with Plasti Dip later just to strengthen them up a bit. I got them sprayed with the Plasti Dip. They do feel a little bit better now. I don't feel as scared to move them around and stuff. So now what I'm gonna do, I think I'm just gonna take my hot glue gun. I'm gonna start attaching these to the box, this sort of configuration. So then it's gonna start looking like that. Now that I see it starting to come together, I'm actually getting really excited. I think it's gonna turn out sick. Like, I'm starting to get pumped. I think with the lid, I think I'm gonna do something different. I think I'm gonna cut the edges off of the lid, and then I think I'm gonna use this and cut it out of some foam board. So then for the lid, I can just like glue that piece to the bottom, and then it will just slot into place instead of having like the overhang. Does that make sense? I'll show you later if it didn't make sense, but that's what I'm thinking. Just because this is not gonna be great for, you know, when the panels are on the side. So I'll show you all that when I get to it. But for right now, we're gonna hot glue these on. Guys, so this is what we got. And I mean, dude, like, it feels heavy because this is all plaster, right? So it feels heavy. So this part's still gonna be the lid, obviously. What you probably saw me do was I put hot glue down like the seams and everything. And that's just to kind of clean up the edges a little bit, but also make it look like it's one piece, like when it's all painted. And I left it kind of rounded, like kind of bulbousy. I really don't know if you'll be able to see it. Like, it has more of a rounded edge to it. And that's because in the reference picture, it does have like a little like rounded kind of corner. So right now I'm gonna use, I think I'm gonna use hot glue, honestly, to do all these little bars and everything around. And then for the lid, what I think I'm gonna do is, I think I'm gonna measure this, like where, like just inside it, right? And I'm gonna use this foam board and like cut the shape of like just inside it. And then I'm gonna cut that out and I'm gonna put it on the bottom of the lid. So then when you put it on, it's not like, it doesn't like slide off, like it stays, like the foam board blocks it from moving, you know? Might do 2 layers, I don't know yet, but yeah, so that's the plan. And then clean up these edges and make it look pretty. And then we'll paint, and then we'll pretty much be done. So this is what we're looking at right now. As you can see, here are the little bars. When I paint it all, you'll be able to see them better and they'll look a lot better. There's a few little creases, but I'm not gonna be too worried about all that. I think I'm gonna go paint it white. I have this ivory color because it's kind of like a bone color, so I'm gonna go spray it with this real quick. Another thing to mention is, as you can see, like there's some parts where it starts like kind of crumbling off, and there's been a couple like of these pieces that are broke that I've had to reattach. I should have probably put some more Plasti Dip on it, like a good couple coats, like probably like 4 or 5 maybe, but I just ran out, so I just didn't. But yeah, I'd say put some more Plasti Dip on it to try and prevent that. And then also on the bottom, I don't really know if you can see that, I put some hot glue on the bottom, just as little like foot pads, just so it's not A, scraping up whatever surface it's on, and B, scraping up the bottom of it. So yeah, I'm gonna go paint this real quick. I forgot to mention that I added a matte spray coat to it real quick, just to help the paint adhere to the hot glue a little bit better.
And here it is so far. Dude, that looks sick. I'm just looking at it in the camera right now. As you can tell with the hot glue, you can barely even really notice that it's hot glue. Kind of just makes it all look like it's more one piece. We're almost done. All we gotta do is we're gonna dry brush to make it look pretty aged. You know, we're gonna go in with some browns and yellows and blacks, very light blacks. And we're just gonna make it look aged, make it look old, make it look dirty. Yeah, we're gonna start dry brushing. For those of you that don't know what dry brushing is, I mean, I'm sure you do because it's pretty standard if you do craft stuff or art stuff. Basically, you just get like a little bit of paint on your brush and then you dab it off till there's a very small amount, and then you just kind of just like brush it on just lightly, just so that the detail really shows through. You'll see what I mean in the time lapse. Speaking of time lapse, let's time lapse.
So I literally just added some like black acrylic paint to some water and mixed it together so it's really watered down, and I just kind of dabbed it on and wiped off the excess, and it really brings out the detail.
So I'm gonna show you what I was talking about with the dry brushing. So you literally just get a little bit of paint on, just a very little bit, dab most of it off. And then like in this area, if you can see, all right, so like if you watch, it just do the tips, just something like that. So then you get like the very top of it gets hit with paint, but then the bottom still gets the black, so then the detail really comes out. So yeah, it's a very subtle thing. And then like if you watch over here, like just the very tops of it get the paint. So then the bottom is still black. It's a very subtle thing that you can do, but it just adds like an extra dimension to it. It makes it look really cool. So yeah, I'm gonna do this over the whole piece. And then I think after this, I'm done, honestly. Alright guys, there you have it, how to make the Atlantean Mother Box. I slapped a nice little matte finish on it, a little spray matte finish moment to seal in the paint and to make it look kind of matte. I feel like it looks good, a little matte. Like I said, you can use this method to make whichever mother box you want. You can make the Atlantean, or you can make the Amazonian, or the human one. I decided to make the Atlantean one, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. If you guys are happy with how it turned out, and if you guys like the video, then like the video. Maybe even subscribe a little bit. What's it gonna hurt, all right? And maybe drop a fun little comment down in the section saying what I should make next. That could be fun. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.